Your obsession with Lady Gaga and your obsession with
Beyonce.
Doja Cat and Beyonce. Beyonce doesn't know you from a bar of soap.
What up, everybody?
Yeah, hey everybody, you're watching the Nerdgasm podcast. I don't get Superman. For me, Superman's worse. And I'm not talking about in this movie or in the.
Is Appa the Chewy of the Avatar group?
Yes, he is!
Okay, I'll behave. I'll behave. Okay. What's up, guys? How's it? Welcome to, I don't know, Nerdgasm Podcast Season 2, I guess. Hey, you're just going with it. You're just going with it. Ever since the off season, you know what? Thanks for the warm welcome. I think the first podcast has come up today. For us, it's today. I think you know how these things work. You're going to be future and past, whatever. But and the response was wonderful. I'm happy. I mean, we got some lovely comments. I think somebody responded to. I'm guessing someone responded to the things I said about Superman
Oh, okay.
because he because they typed no.
I saw that comment. I saw that
Like, yeah,
comment.
like, yeah, this this has to do with what I said about Clark.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I can see most people wa- on here and basically also on my socials seem to agree with my perspective with regards to Code Geass, which I'm happy. Which I'm
Oh,
happy
really?
because
Oh, okay.
yeah, no. Code Geass is the goat.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's only proving itself as time goes forward because we're living in the what I call the commercial age of
Right.
anime and now things are
Yeah.
becoming more and more watered
Watered
down.
down.
Oh
Watered
God, no.
down,
So
definitely.
I mean, and now, and I mean, I think we can talk about it quickly. We can touch on it. I mean, did you see this? Everybody's going crazy about this new Gear 5
Oh, yeah.
thing
One Piece.
happening. That's happening on One Piece.
Mm.
Disclaimer: I've never watched One Piece. I'm not a real fan of One Piece. I think, to quote one of our mutual friends, One Piece fans are suffering from Stockholm syndrome. Uh, it's
Yeah,
it's
look,
it's
I'm still very far on One Piece. I think I only watched the first. Oh, no, I'm still on the first arc.
dear
Well, I
God.
just finished East Blue, so I think yeah, I'm still far, like quite far. So
So
for me, I don't see what the whole fuss is about Gear 5. For me, it's like it looks like instant transmission. No, not instant transmission. What's that one? The one that Goku has now? Ultra
Ultra
Instinct.
Instinct. Oh, you're gonna get us cancelled. Let's behave.
I'm gonna get you comments.
Yo, like, I mean, already, you can just see. I mean, you can see on the TikToks and on the fan bases. Already, people are doing comparison. Not since the first transformation of Dragon Ball Z have we seen such an epic moment. Oh my God, Gear 5 is the goat. Oh my God, he can take on Goku now. And I'm thinking, man, can
It took you 5 transformations to get to Goku's level?
even then, I'm still on the. Can Luffy destroy the home planet?
No, I don't think so.
Up until we're dealing with planet level destruction, we really should stop comparing one to the other.
Yeah. Isn't Luffy like a close combatant only? Because Goku can do a lot of things, like Kamehameha, Spirit Bomb.
Yeah,
Luffy's like Mr. Fantastic, or Plastic Man, or Elongated Man. So,
yeah, he's like all three of them combined, minus
mm,
their intelligence.
yeah, exactly. So, Plastic Man, basically.
Plus the main basically.
Mm.
And we have this Gear 5 now that's looking well. Admittedly, it does. The one things I like, it did look nice, as
It
in the
does.
drawings and everything. Beautiful,
Mm,
beautiful artwork. I didn't.
right.
from somebody who's never been really a fan, it looks cool. It,
It
it,
does.
it could it could be one of those things that could get me tempted into it, but I'm sorry, not to throw any shade or anything, but One Piece fans and the Bold and the Beautiful fans, same WhatsApp group. Ha e fele modimo jo.
And then you know
Anyway,
what? Like, I feel like because you sent me like a scene where Luffy was fighting some villain who could transform into a dragon,
was
and
it
it just
wasn't
felt
it that scene?
yeah. So it just felt like okay, maybe One Piece doesn't take itself too seriously, but those scenes felt like way too
Looney
goofy.
Tunes.
Yeah, and I was like, if I was a kid watching something like Dragon Ball, which I mostly took seriously,
Yes, to us it was fact.
I was gonna be turned off by those scenes if I was watching One Piece at that age. Because to me, I was like, I can't take this fight seriously if you're gonna be showing me eyeballs that are just floating in the air.
Uh, uh, I think with the context is there was a build up to it, and we didn't get to see the build up to
Mm,
that release. So
yeah,
everybody who's a hardcore fan is having the most explosive nerdgasms they can think of.
right.
Title drop, and and we are just watching everybody climax because there was a build up, and we're just sitting there and watching like, oh, okay, you
Right.
do you, boo boo,
Yeah, yeah. I get you.
yay! So
I get you.
so because we're just watching the aftermath, it's like watching it. Like if you've never watched Dragon Ball Z, and then you watched Gohan transform to Super Saiyan 2 for the first time.
Mm, mm,
It'll
mm.
just look like it'll just look like any other transformation.
Yeah,
But
like why is he upset that
yeah,
some robot's head or cyborg's head was crushed by someone's foot? Like,
yeah. But we had the since we're in the fandom, we had the benefit of build up
mm,
of seeing it episode by episode and seeing
right,
knowing that Gohan has always been holding back.
right.
He just needs to let it go, and he finally lets go, and that final release for us was like wow.
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
I get it from that perspective, but from a person looking at it outside, though tempting though it may be, yeah, 10,000 episodes too much for me. I can't deal.
And it's probably gonna sell toys. Let's be honest. They're probably gonna sell toys and other merchandise. So I guess it's to their benefit that a new transformation means new toys. So
That's the downs, or rather that's the yeah, that is the downside of being commercial now, quote unquote.
mm, mm,
Is that now they're working towards pushing an agenda, which is merchandising.
right, right.
I mean, it's the reason why when they re-released the new Powerpuff Girls, they had all these weird and stupid superpowers.
I remember I didn't even watch that. After watching the first episode and Bubbles and Buttercup got new powers and Blossom was like, "Oh, am I gonna be the last one this time that gets the powers?" I was like, ah, you know what? And the voice actors had changed. I'm like, no, this is not for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you. You know, we old bitter millennials should know our place sometimes.
Yeah.
No, because as much as I keep making fun of the fact that you're old bitter millennials, I also have to call a thing is that we can complain too much.
True, 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 true,
Yo,
true.
and sometimes I think in our complaining too much, it just adds to it just adds to the world the executives up there ignoring our what we have to say
Yeah,
because
that's true.
in their eyes we're gonna complain whether they do it or don't. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as I'd hate to bring up the new Star Wars trilogy, but people complained at the Force Awakens, saying, "Oh no, it's too close to
A New Hope.
A New Hope.
Mhm.
What's new? Wah 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 wah." And then, of course, because they didn't even have an overarching trilogy, then they decided, no, let's go the complete opposite direction and give us that hot mess that was the last the Last Jedi.
They should have just called it a hot mess, not the
And,
Last Jedi.
yeah, yeah. And when that came out, of course, people complained. But at that point, people were tone deaf. They were tone deaf to our complaints because they were expecting us just to complain.
Yeah, but
Only to
it's
realize that for them to realize too late that they wrote themselves into a corner. So,
Mhm.
oh, okay, let's bring back Palpatine, which broke my back.
I feel like they panicked a bit at the reaction of The Last Jedi. And now J.J. Abrams was, like when you're given a project last minute
Hmm.
and it's already been done and it's too late to fix anything, even though you can see all the mess that's on this project. You just have to fix what you can. But when the teacher gets it, it's like, oh my goodness. It seems like the best person
Uh,
for the job only got this project later on. Because
uh,
J.J.
uh,
Abrams, I think he's the one that probably said, let's bring in Palpatine because I can't. Snoke is dead. What more can I do?
oh please, they could have. There's so much that could have been done. My biggest disappointment on Star Wars is not that there was a lack of there's a lack of good ideas. Is that they had 20 years of wonderful storylines that they decided to ignore and call legends.
Right, right.
I mean, they were spoiled for choice. One could have just picked up a book and said, I like this. We're gonna
Yeah,
add a bit of this. We're gonna add a bit of that. They
yeah,
had 20 years,
yeah, yeah. They could have
and
easily taken one of the storylines from the Dark Horse comics. Hello.
yeah, yeah. I,
Or just
I could go on.
yeah, just gotten
I
the
could go
writers
on.
from the Clone Wars, the Clone Wars animated series, and just got them to do something.
Gandhi. Tata.
Not okay. Gendy did the 2D version, but there
Yeah,
was
I
also
was.
the guys who did the 3D, right? Is it Gendy
Oh,
as
okay.
well?
That
Yeah,
doesn't. It doesn't. I thought you were talking about that one because that was OP.
yeah, it
Beautiful,
was.
but
It was.
OP.
It really was. I mean, when you see Mace Windu fighting robots with his bare hands and crushing them with his bare hands,
Bah, 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 bah,
you're
bah,
like,
bah, bah, bah.
yeah,
I,
you're like, "Whoa,
yeah,
okay,
I hope I can find the clip because I want to put that on app because I'll definitely
please." And,
that
and
clip.
and one thing I'll never forget is that Mace Windu is the one that made serious damage to General.
General
While
Grievous.
everybody else was struggling to fight that guy.
Yeah, no, no, it's always a matter of, oh look, I want to fight you, and I was like, I don't fight machines. Boom.
And you see, that's the thing. General Grievous was running away, so Mace Windu was like, "Okay, since you're far, here's a bit of force."
Yeah, here's a parting gift.
Because ever since General Grievous was not okay, so, and I feel like that helped Obi Wan to destroy General Grievous. Because if General Grievous was not in that condition, I don't think Obi Wan would have defeated. Even though I'm a hardcore Obi Wan fan, but I don't think he would have. He would have.
I think he would have.
Yeah, look,
I, I,
should we just say it?
mhm.
Obi Wan is probably the third best Jedi of all time,
Yeah,
after
he is.
Windu and Yoda.
I think I spoke. Either I talked to you about this or talked to who did I talk to? Anyway,
Yeah, probably me.
that yeah, that's probably you when I said that Obi-Wan is basically the quintessential definition of a light-sided
Yes,
Jedi.
yes, that's
He
me.
is
You
he
told me.
he is he is the poster boy. He
Yeah,
represents the light side of the force.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
I feel like if like the only fight he actually lost ever was between him and Konduku.
yeah.
That's the only fight he lost.
Mm.
Every other fight he won. That should
And
tell you something.
that should tell you something. And even you see, that's the other. Ooh, if we're gonna go deep into Star Wars now. Let's hold on. Let's hold on
I
because
felt your force. I felt your force. So when you said, I'm like, oh, okay, that's all.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Holy Spirit was taking me. It was taking me now. I was like before because I'd like to touch on about the lightsaber choreography, how it has tanked. I don't care what people are telling people argue.
100%.
The lightsaber choreography
100%.
suck, and I mean they still suck to this day. I like Ahsoka when she came back in The Mandalorian and that duel between her and that lady with the spear. It looked nice, but the choreography still wasn't up to. You can't compare that fight sequence to the fight sequence between. Whew.
Obi-Wan and Anakin.
No. That's too OP. I was about to go like between
Okay.
Obi-Wan and Darth Maul.
Right. Right.
Or or
Or
if you look
Qui-Gon,
at it
Qui-Gon and Darth Maul.
or even look at it between Ahsoka and Darth Maul. That choreography was on point, and that is
Really?
basic.
I haven't seen that one.
Haven't you seen it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I won't spoil it for you.
Well, in the Mandalorian.
No, it's not in the Mandalorian. It was in the animated series. It was the Clone Wars.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh no no
because
no no no! I think I saw. No no, I must have seen that one. I must have
yeah,
seen.
because it was literally when they went to go collect more from Mandalore. Ironically,
Right. Right.
they send Ahsoka to go capture him.
Mm.
That choreography was on point. I'm thinking we need more of that.
Right.
We need more of the fight sequences you find in the what you call it, Knights of the Old Republic.
Mm. Mm.
That trailer to this day still it still gives me the shakes.
You know, Mark Hamill said that in
Mhm.
the original trilogy, George Lucas had told them that the lightsabers are heavy. They are like if you were to lift what's this Excalibur out of the rock, right?
Mm.
And you're fighting with it. That's why if you
Mm.
look at that fight choreography in the original trilogy, it's not the best. It's horrible.
Mm.
But and then he was like, now all of a sudden when I'm seeing the prequels, they're so light, and everybody has these martial arts type of
Uh,
fight sequences.
uh,
But just
uh, uh,
just changed his mind or something.
he changed his mind. It was a good move in my mind, but it
Mm,
also speaks to the level of decay you see
mm.
from because in the first movies, I think I also said it in the podcast earlier. Look at us, we're talking about Star Wars. Anyway, in the first podcast, in the first trilogy, you see the Jedi as they were at the height of their power.
Right.
So they'll have had decades of training. Even if
Hmm.
quote unquote the blades are heavy, they've honed
Right.
their skills in the Force to be able to
Right.
make it look effortless. They've completely given themselves to the Force and let the Force guide
Oh.
the blade.
Are you talking about
That's why
the prequels? Are you talking about the
the
prequels?
prequels. I'm talking about the prequels. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're
So
right.
that's why it almost looks like it's a dance because they're literally going through. They're
Wow. I
just
never thought of
literally
it like that.
flowing with the Force.
And it
And
makes sense
now,
because there was also those Jedi schools and everything. So they've been
yeah,
doing this since they were kids, when they were
exactly.
still Padawans and everything.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never thought of it like that.
And then, of course, the Empire happens, and all that information is lost. So basically, Luke got the most basic of basic training.
Right.
But
Right.
then you see how it's impacted in his fighting style, and you can see, especially when you see the infamous the infamous holo walk in The Mandalorian, you can
Right.
see that the combat is still, it still flows. He's
Right.
getting there. And
Right.
that's what I wanted to see, that progression of people are still getting there. And then now, what broke my back because I couldn't connect it anymore
Hmm.
was now seeing the fight sequences with Ahsoka, and you can see Ahsoka should be as good as it should be as good
Anakin.
as Anakin in his
Mm,
heyday.
mm,
I mean,
mm, mm.
if you're gonna argue and tell me, oh no, that she's older than Yoda is 800 years
Right.
old or
Right.
900 by the time he died,
Right.
and look how he was fighting. That guy was like a
Exactly.
was like a tornado of death.
Right.
Because once again,
Right.
it's not about your physical ability; it's about you trusting the Force.
Yes. Because also, I guess you could say that there's a certain philosophy that the Jedi have, and
Yeah.
they definitely apply it into their fighting, versus how the Sith fight as well.
Mm.
There's a big difference between the fighting style of the Sith versus the Jedi, and I guess that's why people like Darth Maul were so intimidating, because you
Yeah.
can tell that he's fighting to kill.
Um, you're really getting into my Star Wars lore because you're really scraping. you're gonna go into some deep philosophy right now, and I don't know if the kids are ready for that because the the Sith, right? The way they fight is to use fear as a weapon.
Right.
Fear fear disrupts your connection from the Force. So long as you are
Oh,
intimidated, you
right.
can't trust the Force. You need to trust your survival instincts, and when you do
Right.
that, they can kill you. And that's why it's extremely difficult when you fight when a Sith fights a centered Jedi because
Oh,
you can shake him from from his center of the Force. That's why when Obi-Wan lost against Dooku the first time, he literally studied the most defensive fighting style, which emphasizes keeping yourself centered in the Force, and which eventually led him to get him an advantage over somebody as powerful as Anakin slash Vader twice.
because in the first one, he
Mhm.
actually lost his cool when he was fighting Darth Maul because he saw his master dying.
And then
Right.
what happened?
He destroyed Darth Maul. Right.
No. He lost his cool.
Yes.
He got himself pushed off a cliff.
Yes. Yes. He almost
And
he almost died actually.
yes, and only when he calmed himself and started using his
Right.
mind and once again
Yes.
trusted the Force,
Yes. That's
did
when
he
he
win?
was. Yeah. That's. Oh yeah. That's true. That's true. And he basically what did he do? He slashed Darth Maul in half.
Yes, he gave him he made him half a man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to show there's one of these books in Legends that explain it quite well. The Sith never really rely on lightsaber combat to defeat the Jedi. They just give themselves further into the dark side. Because
Oh.
if you just go ahead, lightsaber combat for a Sith is just like them teasing the Jedi. It's
Mm.
never they because if a Jedi is centered enough, they're not gonna win. They're not gonna win. Gonna
Right.
win blade by blade. I think that's what Luke says. Like a Jedi who holds a Jedi who gives himself completely to the Force will never lose to the Sith.
So that's why I guess you could say that's why it seems to me like the Sith usually depend on the Force and the lightsaber.
No, no, the Sith depend on using your anger and aggression to manipulate the Force
Oh.
and to to take things further to also disrupt your connection to the Force. Because if you're too busy being scared of how powerful Palpatine is, look, he's lifting the
Mm,
entire Senate,
right.
or how aggressive Darth Maul is when he's
Yeah.
attacking you, or how
Right.
well Count Dooku is mocking you. Because if you pay
Right.
attention, Darth, Count Dooku when he fights you, he's busy teasing you.
Yeah. He's like a commentator at a
Yeah,
game. It's like he's
yeah,
commentating his own match.
like Master Windu, I thought you were better than this. It's like, oh my goodness, this is
Yes.
the best you can do.
Yes.
All to
Right.
create doubt. Once you've
Right.
doubted yourself,
Right. But that didn't work on Yoda though. That didn't
of
work
course,
on Yoda.
you're the Yoda had the thing about Yoda is he's got like what? How many hundreds of years of
Mm,
trusting in the Force? There's no way he's
right.
gonna. The, and that's the only reason why that battle between Yoda and Palpatine was a draw was if you look at the novels, which I know some Sith lovers are gonna object.
Mm.
Uh, Yoda chose to leave because Yoda thought he's the only thing that's left which contains the record of the Jedi.
Oh,
So the victory for the Jedi was in his survival, not necessarily in him killing Palpatine.
the victory in what? Please repeat that.
The victory in this fight was in him surviving,
Yes, yes,
not
yes.
necessarily him killing Palpatine.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So it's one of those catch 22s. I'm a Yoda fan, even though I call him a war criminal.
Yeah, because you said something on this podcast in season one, I guess,
Yes,
that that he's made terrible decisions in all of the movies.
yeah, yeah.
The only thing he's really good at is being a teacher. But his
he,
leadership skills, not so
he,
much.
he's supposed to. He was supposed to be a figurehead. If you ask me, he was like
An
he's the
advisor
Pope.
of sorts.
He's the Pope,
Yeah,
or
yeah. An overseer.
he's an overseer. But war criminal Yoda. I think there was a meme that showed up years later that showed like the moment no other Jedi was available in the Clone Wars, he started speaking normally. Because it's like, what are you going? You're all my friends. Concentrate all your fire on the nearest starship. Very good, General. Find me a ship. I was like,
Like, what happened to you speaking backwards, buddy?
and then when he goes and meets Count Dooku, strong you have become Dooku. On the dark side.
That's funny. That's funny.
Anyway, let's go to the topic at hand. We've been.
Sure.
I think it's a trend. It's gonna be a season 2 trend, isn't it? We've been gossiping for about 30 minutes now.
Possibly, yeah. Because you guys were speaking about that lady with the ukulele and whatever. But anyway, let's not get there. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, Candice Manager. So the topic I wanted to discuss was unpopular anime opinions, and I've been looking at the cesspool we call Twitter. And the one and before we start, the unpopular opinion that I want to share to everybody that that anyone can object or try and fight me, I don't care, but it's something that I want to explain right now. Twitter is officially a porn site.
Yeah, but it's been like that for a while now. For years.
I think.
Well, are
I
you
don't know
referring
if
to the
it's
name?
getting. And I think that's the reason why it got tended to X. I think Twitter's a porn site, and its owner knew it. That's why he changed it to X. I thought Tumblr was bad up until I've never seen an influx of so many TDs, buns and balls
On
in
Twitter. On X.
On X.
I know. Trust me, it's been
Yeah,
like that for a long time now.
So yeah, no, he's just decided. No, you know what? let's just call it what it is. Let's just. Yeah, Elon Musk is from Pretoria, so yeah, I can understand. I can understand how pragmatic he can be. He's like X.
You should have just called it because it's from South Africa.
I'm still sure. For a man, what did he name his child again?
Oh man, and I heard it recently, but I forgot now.
Yeah, so for a man who named that child that, X or Tweets. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my opinion about Twitter will always remain. I don't care what people are going to argue about. Twitter is a good source for getting news. So is TikTok. In fact, if you ask me, TikTok is doing a better job in spreading the news faster than Twitter is now.
True.
I mean, I've read. There's literally, I think I forgot his name. Dylan something. Oh, I'll put his name up. I think when I'm online, my list of names vanishes.
Yeah,
So
me too. I have the same problem.
So you'll forgive me, but I mean, he puts up news broadcasts at a far more accurate and quicker rate than Twitter ever does. Is that and that fish from SpongeBob? Breaking news.
Right.
So for me, then Twitter is just left for all the angry Tumblr people who got kicked out of Tumblr because they can't use it for what they used to use it for. Wow. So that has absorbed itself into Twitter, and it's just ugh.
It's a mess.
That being said, unpopular anime opinions. The hashtags they make. Now I'm gonna read a few that make me laugh out loud. Okay.
Sure.
Because some of these, you know what I find funny? People like to say unpopular anime opinions or unpopular opinion, and they say straight up facts.
Right.
Which is like it suppresses no one really. What are you talking about?
Right.
Okay. This person, his name is. I'm not gonna give names. Yeah.
Okay.
Copyright. Do you know how many people can fight you when you just put up names without their consent?
Hey! Hey!
This user says, unpopular anime opinions. Bleach has little to offer after Rukia is saved, and even less after the Eisen arc is finally over with.
Duh. Like you said, it's obvious, it's facts. Nothing beats the Soul Society arc because, let's be honest, Bleach got interesting from when Rukia gets kidnapped. Let's
Yes.
be honest. Because before
Yes.
that, we were just getting introduced to the characters. Oh, this is Ichigo's friend. Her name is
Yeah.
uh, Inoue. This is Chad.
Mm,
This is
mm,
Uryu Ishida. Okay,
mm.
there's a shop called the Urahara shop. Oh, his dad
Yeah.
is a doctor. Then all of
Oh
a sudden
yeah.
it's like, oh, Rukia's
Season
older brother.
is
So
a
Rukia's
douchebag.
older brother is a douchebag, and who's this guy with a
With us.
pineapple head and with a pineapple hairstyle, rather? you know,
Whoever, whoever's hair barber, whoever is Ranger's hair barber should be
he should be
should be
fired.
buried in piss.
He
Should
should
rest
go
in
to.
piss.
He should live in
I
Hekomundo. Honestly,
oh God, what the hell did you do? Did you see that he's got a bigger MC widow than
dude,
Vegeta? Have
than
you noticed?
Vegeta. I'm sure
What the
Vegeta's like,
fuck?
what the? Did I inspire you or something? But you took it way too far, my G.
And
I
then
know
tattoos.
me
Why?
and Reddit. I know we like this hairstyle, but you took it too far, buddy.
You know,
Do you agree
yeah,
though?
him. I think it's him and Shikamaru. I think they've got the same hair gesture
Yeah, yeah.
because
But
that zigzag, that zigzag.
Chikamaru is a bit better though. Yo,
Hmm.
Renji.
Them edges look like them edges look like them edges look like he's been living under a stressful environment his entire life.
Right. Like Wolverine was just like, okay, let me
Yeah,
just a bit.
it's like his hair is barely containing his intellect, and it's trying to hold on. It's like, oh my god, so much wisdom, so much knowledge, so much
No, but
laziness.
it makes sense because it's a drag. So it's a drag. Just make it a
Yeah,
bun. And
yeah, just
but I do
you gotta.
agree. I agree with whoever said that. For me, nothing beats the Soul Society arc. Kenpachi, all the 13 squad captains and their second in commands, and there's so much that happens there. That's so interesting, man. How to get to Rapongi and all of that. It's amazing.
Okay, I found another one. Okay,
Mhm.
this is unpopular. Yeah, this one I can agree. It's an unpopular opinion, or rather, maybe it isn't. Vote. I should put up a poll. Maybe we can try this poll thing and see what happens. But anyway, it says unpopular anime opinion. Dubs are more enjoyable to watch than subs. If you want to read it, then read the manga.
Oh,
I want to.
oh, that one is a bit tricky though. That one is a bit tricky though. Do you have your
I
manga?
I
My manga is
I have
in
a
a
certain
dead.
age to put on my sunglasses.
Okay.
Yes, because I want to do this. There's such an itch right here.
Look, for me, the
Excuse me,
English,
what?
for me, English dub, the great English dub, I can count it like it's probably like only five anime that has great English dub. Apart from
Five?
that, yeah,
Five.
I think five. Yeah,
Okay, I want to hear
trust
this
me,
five because for me
trust me.
I think there's only. Oh wait. They're coming to me. Yeah, I think three. Three for me.
Okay, please name
Three.
them, because
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z also counts there. But
Yeah,
please,
the
please,
Dragon Ball Z was definitely the goat.
we never had an issue with Pokemon ever,
Okay, yeah,
with
there you go. There's
Pokemon,
Pokemon. Thank you. Pokemon.
right? Then there's Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop's for me English dub is even better than the sub. That's in my opinion. Because
Okay,
for
yeah,
me,
that's where we are diverting. You okay?
okay, because the guy who voiced Lord Shishio, by the way, that's the same guy who voices Spike Spiegel, the main character of Cowboy Bebop. and he's the same guy who voices Mugen in Samurai Champloo and Wolverine in Wolverine and the X-Men. So brilliant, brilliant. So I've mentioned what, three so far, no?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Samurai Champloo is the fourth one.
Yeah.
Kenshin is the fifth one.
Kenshin.
That I am. In my opinion, I'm giving you my opinion.
Yeah,
My
and it's
opinion.
and it's unpopular.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
you
And then
really
look,
you really came guns blazing today.
the
Thank you.
only
Thank
the
you.
only other anime, if I take out Kenshin,
Yeah.
if I take that out, right, I would put, if there's three that come to mind, there's three that come to mind. Either Haikyuu or I just thought about it now, but you see that it's happening to me again.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Le-
There's one that you forgot, and of which I'm still shocked. I'm just low key stunned right now. Let me just say that.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I was gonna
I,
mention that. I was gonna mention that as well. Either Haikyuu or Yu-Gi-Oh, or there's another one, man.
no, no. We have got to come in. I think
Okay.
all of us, all three of us, or whatever, we have got to come in and have a discussion about the original Yu-Gi-Oh, because the
The one where Kaiba has green hair.
no that's season zero. Like I'm
Oh,
not talking.
okay.
I'm talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, not Yu-Gi-Oh GX and with Jaden and everything else. But
Oh,
because
I
those
never
are
liked that one. I never liked
yeah,
that.
I'm talking about the original Yu-Gi because there is such it is such a it's such a wonderful lore that I enjoyed. I think it came in just after I was suffering my depression from Dragon Ball Z because Dragon Ball Z finished
Right.
suddenly,
No, it's definitely one of the best anime of all time, in my opinion.
and they properly dubbed. My argument about dubbing though is that if you want to dub something, you need to put your heart and soul into it.
Right. Right.
So you can see the amount of detail they put in the dubbing of Yugi. So much so that one of the best moves they did was give Y- small Yugi and the Pharaoh different voice actors, more or less.
No, no, it's the
And
same
when
voice actor, by the way. It's
oh,
the same
it's the
guy.
same deep.
Same
Anyway,
guy. Yeah.
I mean different voices, not voice actors.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different voices. And
Right.
when he's thinking, you can still see it's still his small self.
Right. Yeah. While he's
His inner
Yami,
dialogue.
it is
Yeah,
Yami, but his inner dialogue is Yugi. That was
exactly.
amazing.
And
Because I mean, if you're reading the manga, you don't really know who is
yeah, you,
narrating,
you
unless
you
if they
don't know
show
who's narrating.
if they show a small head of Yugi, then it would make sense.
Yeah, you only see it in snippets that are two different people. Like when in the manga, that is like when Bakura literally forces all the characters to become little toys,
Okay.
and Yugi becomes one of the toys. But then you find out that there's this other Yugi who's controlling the game. So
Mm,
that's when you get to see, oh, there are two different characters, blah blah blah.
mm, mm.
But but in the dub, you see that, and it speaks to, I think, almost every ADHD, especially the ones who've learned to internalize the hyperactivities, knows there are lots of voices up here.
Yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
you relate to that because there's
Yeah.
mid conver you know the dialogues that you see when people are busy talking and then you're busy thinking to yourself, and this person is talking all the cap in the world.
Yeah. Exactly.
And and you're busy
Exactly.
following the conversation, but then you're also distracted. Like you spaced out for a moment. Oh yeah, I was having a minute. I was having a conversation with myself,
Yeah.
and that speaks to me when it comes to Yugi. So we'll come back to Yugi, but when it
Mhm.
comes to my argument with dubs, always is put your heart and soul to it. That it sounds
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot convince me for the life of me that the dub of Bleach is better than it.
Dude,
it's
it's on Disney Plus, so I'm trying to watch it in
it,
dub. I'm
it
struggling, bro.
it would make me throw up. I'm sorry. I've
I'm
had
struggling.
the first time I watched. Remember back then there was this channel called Animax on
Yes.
DSTV,
Yes.
and they were playing
Yes.
Bleach in English.
Right.
And then one of my favorite fights was playing there with Zariki Kenpachi and Ichigo, that first fight.
Mm, mm,
Woo! Was I pissed?
mm.
I mean, if you look at the guttural insanity, that
Right.
masculine insaneness that you find in Zariki Kenpachi in Japanese. I
Yeah.
mean, when he was busy being hacked apart by Ichigo, and you just see that laugh like,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Hey man,
so
yo, that is a good impression, by the way. But you know who? You know who you can never ever actually get right, no matter what language. I'm
yes,
assuming. I'm
yes,
assuming though.
yes.
It's the professor of the guy with blue hair. What's his name again?
Toroshi Mayuri.
That guy. The Japanese voice actor knocks everybody out of the park, bro.
Yeah, because do you know
Wow.
it triggered me because when I heard him say Bankai,
Hmm.
you know that part where he was fighting against Saisal Aporo, and you heard that Bankai,
Yeah.
Kakemoshide. Like this sounds so familiar. Then I realized, wait, are you the guy who also voices for Frieza? Why do you sound? Why do they sound?
Oh.
Why do they kind of sound like Frieza? And I've
Yeah.
been, and I've been looking
Hey.
and ever since then I was thinking. I mean, that picture where the detective is sitting like this. It's like
Right.
one day I'll get my answers, but then of course I get distracted and something else happens, and then I watch the scene like,
Right.
one
Right.
day, and then oh, something else happened.
Right.
So
But you just
somebody
made
help.
me sorry, you just made me realize that the two anime that I need to mention that have good dubs
Yeah.
is Eureka 7 and Black Lagoon. Eureka
Okay.
7,
Okay.
the
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
the main character the main character in Eureka 7, Renton, is the
yeah.
same is voiced by the same person who voices Ichigo in Bleach in the dub. Johnny Young Bosch, who was a black Power Ranger in Power Rangers after Zack left. Yeah.
And oh, no, let's not go into the my issues with dubbing.
Okay.
Because I think even back then I'd realized we as South Africans have an advantage in dubbing than most other countries because not only do we not, we are forced to understand different languages or rather to
Yes.
perceive different languages, and
Right.
so we can understand the spirit of which that language is coming from. So
Right.
we would never in 100 years call a technique shadow clone jutsu.
No.
Even in our fluent English, we would
Yeah.
literally call the technique Kagebonshin no Jutsu.
Yeah. Kagebushi no Jitsu. It's not hard to pronounce.
It's not how to shadow clone jutsu. Why?
Why? And
Oh,
we wouldn't call him Naruto. It's
yeah,
Naruto.
yeah. So I think that's my issue with dubbing. If it's done properly,
Right.
it would never have been an issue. Do
Right.
it right. Do it right.
You
And
know.
the
You
fact that
know.
we've got Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh and all these examples, it means you can do it right. So
Yes.
yeah, this unpopular opinion stays being unpopular in my opinion. It deserves that. It
100.
deserves the sport. It should go straight into the pits of Tartarus. Anyway,
I just wanted to say quickly that the only voice actor in Naruto who actually says Naruto well is the guy who voices Sasuke. He actually says Naruto. Everybody else is Naruto.
yes, of course it's said correctly. They're in love. Naruto.
You just listen to your inner voice, didn't you?
Of course. Of course it's him. Of course it's Sasuke. You know, I'm convinced the somebody wrote it here. I'll find the unpopular opinion that says that Sakura is not useless. Sakura was just badly written. I'll
Yeah,
concede that much. She was just badly
yeah,
written. She was also
yeah.
badly executed because
Right.
that woman should be a tank. And the biggest
Mm,
sacrifice she's done was being the beard for Naruto and Sasuke's low key gay relationship.
right. Look,
I'm sorry.
I think Masashi
She
Kishimoto
knows.
was forced to create Sakura. I don't think he actually had an idea of what to do with her. And I think,
Dominic,
and it shows, and it shows.
there are many characters that come into the scene without people don't not knowing what to do with them, and then you flesh out later.
Yes, yes.
I
I mean,
mean,
let's look at Kurenai. Kurenai, you can tell that he did not know what to do with Kurenai at all.
mm,
Yeah,
the the other examples. I mean, Cell in essence was a byproduct. He's
yeah,
still one of my favorite
yeah,
Dragon Ball Z villains, but he's a
yeah,
byproduct
yeah.
because the editor said, "Oh no, that fat man is too fat man and an old man
And the old man, ugly,
and ugly." And then it's like, "Oh, what twins? What? Ew!"
young, some kids.
Come on, give us something, and then boom.
So, and it was a
So
masterpiece,
I mean, chef's kiss.
right?
So uh, so not knowing what to do with a character, it's still for. I can understand where your argument comes from, Mr. Kashimoto-san.
Sama, rather.
Oh, Sama.
Yeah, I mean, we have to give him some respect, man. Like, he is definitely a master to some degree.
Hi, Kashimoto-sama.
I feel like he should have just treated her like a mining. You know,
Yeah,
don't be having crushes and be geeking over the popular guy. No, just
it,
just be great at
eh,
Genjitsu. Be great at Genjitsu. That's it.
and
Be
I think he
be
wrote
on
himself
Itachi's
into it.
level.
He wrote into himself into a corner with that because
Mm,
Genjutsu really became synonymous with what's his name with the Uchiha.
Itachi. Mm,
Yeah, and I mean like the audacity of trying to put that woman tried to put Itachi on a Genjutsu almost. We
yeah,
didn't
Kurenai.
know we,
Kurenai.
we
Yeah.
we didn't know how embarrassing it was because we didn't know Itachi that well back then.
Yes.
But
Yes.
now when you look back, we think that must have been the most funniest thing.
Yeah.
No
But
wonder she retired after that fight. It's like,
you see, that's what I'm saying. He didn't know what to do with her because it was only that one fight, and then
mhm.
she's pregnant, and then that's it. And she was taking care of
Yeah, no, that's okay. After that, she
Hinata.
resigned. So I was like,
Yeah. But you know
but
what? You know what? It would have been really interesting if she was so good at Genjitsu that Sasuke needed her help to fight Itachi. Like he needed her help to help him with the Genjitsu so that he can fight Itachi. Then the love story would have developed there. But no.
oh, some people are spitting fire.
Hmm.
Another unpopular opinion is as the entire Dragon Ball series is nothing special, and I don't understand why people throw such hissy fits over it.
No, that's not true.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I think this opinion came from this person must have been overexposed to the fan base of Dragon Ball Z because
Or has watched Bleach and Naruto and One Piece first before watching Dragon Ball Z.
impossible.
Seriously. Because
Yeah,
and
no,
he doesn't know or she doesn't know that those three IPs were inspired by Dragon Ball Z.
true. But what I wanted to add is that the fan base can be so toxic that it can put you off
Yeah,
the original
yeah.
IP. I mean, I've known people. Sometimes I mean I'm even afraid to introduce people to things like Star Wars and
Mm,
now recently Lord of the Rings because as much as I love the content, the
mm.
fan base can be so
They take it too
visceral.
far. Mm.
Yeah, and I think
It's like it's like the
and
Batman
what
lovers. They take it way too far.
so that's why I'm thinking that I that's why I understand why I say I don't understand why people throw such hissy fits off it. It means they
Mm.
must have experienced the hissy fit.
Yeah,
Like I mean, I'm watching
yeah.
the fact that the fact that it's a meme that says, "Can this person beat Goku?" Though it shows just how far removed from actually enjoying a story. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't be watching something like Rurouni Kenshin and you're thinking, "Wow, that technique looks so awesome." Yeah, but you'd never beat Goku. Like nobody thought about Goku in 100 million years in this
dude,
in this completely different story.
dude. There
Or
was there was this joke. It's a meme, I think. I saw it
yeah,
on some YouTube channel where this guy was saying that some people these Dragon Ball Z fans they're just taking it too far. There was some guy who had cancer, and then he beat cancer, and then he tweeted and said, "I beat cancer." And then someone replied and said, "But can you beat Goku though?" Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. But
like,
but but it reminds you of that kid in TikTok who got stung by 400 bees and survived by turning to Super Saiyan.
oh yeah, I heard
And
about
then he
that.
said, and then he said, "Call me Vegeta now, cause that's how I survived." I was like, "You, my boy,
But shout out to
you
that kid.
deserve it. You are the
That
Super
kid,
Saiyan.
that kid is
You
an
found the
official.
secret."
That kid is an official Z member. Piccolo would
He,
be proud.
the whole pantheon, even
Yeah.
Frieza's racist ass would be like,
Ah no. Shut up. Shut up.
I hate all
Shut
those
up.
monkeys, but that one,
But that one, no, that one is an exception.
that one is an exception, and that's the good side of the community that I think we also should also look at. But
Yeah, yeah.
to say about this person's opinion, woo, this is going to cause some anger. Anyway, listen carefully.
Okay, let me get ready before I turn into the Hulk.
Death Note's last 12 episodes were better than the middle episodes of Death.
Hey, hey, what? Get out of here! Get the hell out of here! You gotta be kidding me! Don't be telling me about Nia and Mello and the US. Get the hell out of here, man! That
I
is the
want,
worst
I
12
want you.
episodes of all. Look, those episodes shouldn't have been made. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible.
I want
Horrible.
you.
No ways. No, better
Oh,
than the middle? No
well,
ways.
I mean, everybody's busy. Everybody who's busy who has watched this thing is coming at me saying the last 12 when L died, the show died. When
Yeah.
L died, it should have ended there. Blah 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 blah. And now this person comes to this one. Yeah, a child is asking for them to go to prison, and that profile looks like that disgusting, hideous. Oh, a Samuel L version of Piccolo.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know that drawing. No, but
Like,
he
yeah,
or
yeah,
she is or they they're crazy because
they're crazy.
no
Okay,
ways.
there is someone. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, this happened. This happened, and this is just after the episode we've had. Okay, this is already triggering me. This person says Code Geass was awful, and but it was the only episode on that summer. R2 has no excuse and is a crime against humanity. Listen here, bitch.
Say it.
Listen
Say
here, bitch.
it.
Just because your life is incomplete and is full of unfulfilled desires, and you cannot comprehend a satisfactory storyline because your life you can't comprehend a decent story, a decent story because your life is so far removed from it, doesn't mean you need to espouse such nonsense all over the internet. We
You
understand your
should have kept
I,
that thought to yourself, buddy. You shouldn't have typed that. Okay.
intrusiveness is one, and you, don't start this war. It will not end
Please,
pretty. You.
please.
I think that these are the same people who go on and tell us who be going making commentary like, oh, Dragon Ball Super is actually quite
It's better
interesting,
than
and
Z.
yeah, it's one of those type of people out.
Please. Or
And
who
not,
say
and not,
who say the Boo arc is the best arc? You're like, get out of here.
okay, yo, that I almost what? Okay, well, this is not an unpopular opinion, but it's a
Okay.
fair one. I
All
can't
right.
stand Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. Yeah, you're entitled to that opinion. I think that it can't be for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's forcing everybody to like the same thing you like. It's the same. It's the same. Is fundamentally the same issues I find with trying to force everybody to convert to a certain religion.
it's yeah, because one thing I know about people like that, they usually
Mhm.
like seinen, which is
Mhm.
basically seinen is meant for adults, or it's a bit more realistic or darker than
Yeah.
these Kamehameha type stuff. It's like watching Basilisk or Tenjo Tenge or
Mhm.
Berserk or Finland Saga. So maybe that person likes seinen, not these power ups and transformations and spiky hair. So it's
Yeah.
possible.
So
Fair
that's
enough.
why I'm saying it's fair enough. That being,
Mm, mm,
it sounds like I'm understanding this person. I am.
right.
And it does sound like a contradiction, given that I just called another person off for telling us that God Guess is hot garbage. There's a difference between sharing your opinion that says you don't like it, and then telling everybody that that show was garbage and it's supposed to be a crime. It's supposed to be a crime against humanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, literally, season two was. Ooh, yeah. No, my blood pressure. No, let me watch my blood pressure. No, I'm not ready. I am not
It's
ready.
like
Sure.
it's like people who say The Last Jedi is the best film in the entire Star Wars franchise. Like really?
Okay, here's another one. Somebody says Attack on Titan's first two episodes were dumb. Got a lot better in episode 3 and 4, but the first episodes were,
Attack on Titan.
yeah,
But for you to watch episode 2 and 3, it's because you love the fact that a Titan just ate Aaron's mom, right?
mom. Yeah,
You wouldn't have watched episode 2 or 3 if that didn't happen. So
if
what are
that
you
didn't
talking about?
happen, so yeah, so sure it gives you a sense of despondency because yeah, this
Mm,
I think the one thing they got right about
mm,
the first those first episodes is the feeling of despondency that you get
mm.
because you're facing against these gigantic things and
Right,
they're eating you, and you
right.
finally feel how small you are, and you
Mm,
get to feel just how tiny, just how significant your pathetic little human life is, and you're busy
right.
running from one place to another, and then your mother gets trapped and you see her getting eaten,
Yeah,
and it's a traumatizing experience. Yes, it's
it is.
the same shonen trauma that applies to everyone. Funny enough, kind of
Mhm.
makes sense. What it kind of makes sense. This is the second time I'm speaking about Eren. Kind of makes sense what happened with Eren now, doesn't it? Because
I still haven't gotten to those parts, but when you guys were explaining it in the previous episode, it makes
yeah,
sense. Yeah,
no,
because he's
I'm
basically
thinking.
Magneto now.
No, I'm thinking in the context of like, if you look at any all these anime protagonists who go through the most traumatic stuff, and then they still end up being quote unquote good people. Eren is the one where his behavior actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah, he's like Thanos or
Yeah,
Magneto. It's like
I mean,
no,
Naruto. It's still hard for people to reconcile the fact that Naruto is fighting so hard to protect the village, that village that would have happily let him starve to death.
right, right. And
Were it not for
and they know that he's the Hokage's son, but they still treated him like trash.
they're still treating him like trash. You understand what I'm getting at? I mean,
Right, right.
it's the perfect villain. It's that trauma alone is the perfect super villain
Hmm.
villain origin story.
It's a Darth Vader
And
situation.
if he did become the villain,
Right.
it would make sense.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna act all shocked when Eren does what Eren is doing, and if you think about it, the amount of trauma that he has endured makes up makes it make sense. I'm not
Right.
condoning. I'm just saying it
Right.
makes sense that
Right.
someone might go off the deep end like that.
Mm,
And
mm,
I'm not
mm.
going to go into spoilers. I think all I'm just saying is like I'm coming up to the part where he breaks free and he's got his abs up there in the air and you can see like the man is
Right.
telling them what to get off right now. I mean,
Right.
I think not since Levi has anyone seen such a glow up in that series because Levi had been taking all the glow ups in that season. Like people
He
are like,
was
oh wow, Levi is the ish, and then Ed comes there.
he was he was carrying that season on his back, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so no, I get you. Yeah, I understand what your opinion about those first two episodes has to be means and has to means in terms of carrying the plot. Right, let's see what other ones we have to got. Okay, some of these are oh my god. Okay. Here's something you're gonna have to talk about because it has to speak with my personal unpopular anime opinion, right?
All right.
This person just wrote with his full chest on Twitter. I hope to God he's just joking because he's just a troll. Because if he isn't, the FBI are on their way. He said, "I really found Boku no Pico OVA one really cute."
Boku no what?
Boku no Pico.
This is My Hero Academia related?
No, I'm so glad you don't know it.
I don't know it.
You see, I unfortunately have to know the name of the devil because it's the only way I can protect the future generations. And
Okay.
that anime series for me is literally one of the names of the devil.
Oh, Beelzebub?
No.
Oh,
It leans heavily around well, if this is YouTube, I can say it. It leans heavily around pedophilia,
oh.
and it's what and it's one of the things that causes my skin to crawl because my big issue with the anime community is that you're a little too okay with the hentai or ecchi part. They're a little too okay with drawing the fine line of consent.
Mm,
I mean, one of the major reasons I got put off by things like the Seven Deadly Sins and all those other things is that I don't care if she's reincarnated to be your lover. She's still a
yeah,
teenager. What are you
yeah.
doing grabbing her boobs?
Yeah, no, that stuff is cringe, man.
It makes me so uncomfortable, and it makes me so uncomfortable that not enough people are saying something about that in that industry. So
Mm,
it's my unpopular opinion that just because it's considered hashtag art doesn't make it okay.
no, it doesn't. Mm-mm.
Yeah, just because if it's an avenue for, like I told you, pedo stuff,
Mm.
and how many of these animes are actually giving space for this type of expression?
That's a lot, eh? And
It's it's
I never
it's too much
understand.
for comfort.
Is it supposed to make us laugh? Because it's never fun.
It's never funny.
I saw some YouTube channel or some video where the guy was
Mhm.
mentioning that we in the anime community have accepted a lot of things that we shouldn't have accepted.
Exactly. We are consenting to things that really shouldn't be.
We shouldn't be,
We,
no.
we really shouldn't. I mean, like Burkina Pico is one of these. Of course, it's banned in many countries. People did
For
make a
good
huge
reason.
outcry. People made a huge outcry and stuff like that. People
Mm.
don't forget that part of the story. But then there are others that are also straight. They're also drawing the line. There are other scenes that made you feel uncomfortable. That make you feel uncomfortable. Like there's that.
Mm.
Like even if I'll say it a little bit. I mean, they've toned it down. They've toned it down in Dragon Ball Z onwards. But Master Roshi was a bit cringy
Yeah,
at some points because him
yeah,
and his obsession
yeah,
with his obsession with seeing the ladies naked and everything like that. Sure,
yeah.
it did carry humor, but I think you can see as the audience matured, he moved away from it. I hope.
He didn't necessarily move away from it. So what I've noticed is I think Funimation cut out a couple of scenes
Yeah,
that
I think so.
were just cringe
Cringe.
because
Yeah.
there's other versions of Dragon Ball, longer or extended versions of these episodes where Master Roshi will be grabbing Bulma's boobs at Kami house when they're running away from Majin Buu, and you're like, no, this was so unnecessary.
Yeah. So consent is an issue for me, and
Mm,
it and the lack of consent perpetuating a lack of consent is something that I never really feel comfortable with, especially in the anime community.
Yeah, look, we get that it's anime, but
Mm.
some things shouldn't be done. Period.
Thank you. I mean, like I said, there's also, I mean, never mind the tentacle porn and the hentai and the everything.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum when it comes to that. I just draw a line on consent. Consent should not be it should not be what you call it, a
you're
kink.
not right. Not having consent should not be a
Yeah,
kink.
lack of consent should not be a kink. We
Right.
can't,
No.
that's a line on human rights.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah.
that's
It's a
my
no-no.
biggest
It's a no-no.
that's my biggest quote unquote unpopular opinion when it comes to the anime community. That we need to address and need to work
Yeah,
towards. We need to be better.
I agree with you.
Mm.
100%.
I
100%.
mean, even other characters like that mad scientist, Kurosima Yuri. I mean, he literally built his wife.
Yeah, and you remember that scene where he needed
Yeah, I
to.
was thinking about it.
Yeah, let's not even say it because even in the anime they didn't say it. So,
Uh,
yeah, because Renji and Uri were like, we cannot even show that on screen.
yeah. So ooh, so yeah. There's the other thing, building your own wife tropes. I don't know if it's an insult thing or whatever they call it. It's giving
Yeah, no, it's not
it,
natural.
it's giving desperate. But we'll talk about that later. I think we should have a conversation about geeks and romance.
Yeah, we should. We
We
should.
should because
And
we
you, and
all
you said something quite interesting. You said that Henry Cavill has basically set a bar now of how
yeah.
things should look like.
And now
Damn you, Henry Cavill!
and we now all have to go to the gym and we need to develop muscles and we need to look like
Honestly,
Greek gods
and we have to
and
have our hair looking all
you
nice
know
and
it's either that or because now we need to also look like what's his name um
Chris Hemsworth, right?
Chris Hemsworth and Killmonger. What's his name now? I don't know.
Oh,
Michael
Michael
B.
B. Jordan.
Jordan,
Yeah.
or in my case Mbaku, because I'll be
Right.
Mbaku's blanket any day.
Winston Duke.
I, like I told you before, I'll be his blanket if he's cold. King.
Ooh-ha! Ooh-ha!
There was another one. I just missed it.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, another unpopular opinion. Sword Art Online was good. Cap.
Look, I didn't even finish it, but if I'm
No,
being
no, no.
completely honest, the first two episodes that I watched were really good, in my opinion.
Look, it was good when it was about Sword Art Online. Literally, there was a game about Sword Art Online. It started there, it reached the point, it ended. Nice. After that, we've got role playing. I think it became role playing goes straight to hell with a disgusting elf and oh
So
god no.
they were milking IP basically.
Yeah, so Cap. That's pure. Yeah, all the caps. That's all the caps in the world. The biggest cap on earth.
Wow.
I'm not gonna even entertain a discussion about that. No, so the latest seasons of Sword Art Online were
They're
ugh.
horrible. Okay.
And then this person, I never really understood all the acclaim for Spirited Away. I just didn't think it was very good. That's a fair assessment because it's one of those things that are one of those stories that are hard to digest. Honestly, it's 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 acclaimed because it's an artistic film.
I really like it.
Hmm?
Um,
No, no, I'm not
and
saying
I was thinking about it actually recently that I think it's a good movie for children or for yeah, children to teenagers because
yeah.
there's not much to think about when you're watching it. But when you're older, you question a lot of things about it.
There's that movie. There's a channel, a YouTube channel about the psychology of different shows, and they made it. They made one about Spirited Away.
Mhm.
Well written. I think if I could find it, I'll put the link down somewhere. And one of the things they highlighted, it's a movie about it's a coming of age film about this lady this young girl finding her own courage, being forced being forced out of her sheltered life having to work, but then also being reminded while working not to forget herself. I mean, the whole dialogue about don't forget your name. This
Yeah.
is your name. It's all
Right.
about you being
Right.
forced to being working in an environment where you have to survive, and you've been surviving for so long that you've forgotten who you are, and it relates to
Wow.
that message. But
That's
it's
amazing.
like it's a very artistic movie, and that's what I'm saying.
Mm,
The
mm,
like it's
mm.
like there was acclaimed movies are the movies that really don't make sense to
Yeah.
most audiences. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the example that comes to mind, like is it Moonlight? Moonlight with
With Mahershala Ali.
yes, that movie. If you to show it, if you show it to the average person, it doesn't make
There's
sense.
not much happening there. Okay, so
Yes,
this kid's mother is a drug, is addicted to drugs. Then he gets
then it,
sort of adopted by Janelle Monáe and
it,
Mahershala Ali.
mhm.
And then he discovers that he's gay, and then he was bullied at school, and then he finds his old friend, and then they decide to become intimate. That's it. That's Moonlight.
That's it. And you know, the one person was arguing. There's another podcast. He was like, nothing happens. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's come on, something. Do they kiss? Do they do what? No, nothing. It just and then you see that frustration. That's life in the closet. That's art. so so
Yeah.
so the more acclaimed the movie is, the less it's really designed for the mass
Yeah.
audience. I mean, look.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really wanted to if you wanted to introduce to a movie like Spirited Away that makes a little more sense, it would be like House Floating Castle or Moving Castle.
Yeah. But it's also a Ghibli film, and
Yeah.
for me, it's like also like Kiki's Delivery Service. Well, I prefer Kiki's Delivery Service more than those
Mm,
two because Kiki's Delivery Service actually has okay, all of them have good messages. Let me not lie,
mm,
but I think Kiki's Delivery Service for me makes more sense than those two that you mentioned.
mm.
Yeah. Well, I know
So,
that House Moving Castle is based on a book, but still, it makes more sense for me.
okay, this person said it. All right. Your anime waifu doesn't know you exist. Stop obsessing over them.
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
think
Fair enough. I
it's,
mean,
it's,
this obsession with Tsunade and this obsession with Yoroichi and Matsumoto
hang,
and
hang on, hang on, hang
Faye
on, hang on,
Valentine.
hang on. You see you see at least in that case, the adults. So
Right.
I'll give you a pass on that. But the same thing can be applied by your obsession with Lady Gaga and your obsession with Doja
Beyonce.
Cat and Beyonce. Beyonce doesn't know you from a bar of soap. So
Right.
pretending to be so invested on them while going around judging people that are obsessed with their favorite characters like the Matsumotos and the Tsunades and everything is the height of hypocrisy. So no,
Because it's
no,
the
no.
same thing.
It's the same thing. They don't know you.
Beyonce
You could,
is basically an idea to you because you've
yeah,
never seen them personally.
and you could quote them and text them. You could send all the messages on all the social medias at them, and you can, you could even make wonderful TikToks and videos about them, and she still wouldn't
Won't
know
say anything.
you know
She'll still have 0 followers on
yeah,
IG
you I
or
mean
whatever.
it's the one thing that always makes me think you've got if a person has a platform of 15, 16 million subscribers or viewers or followers or whatever, do you think that they'll know you as intimately as you know them?
No,
It doesn't work like that. It
no, it
doesn't. So
doesn't.
that same adoration and same love and adoration that you're giving to them, it's the same thing. It's basically the exact same thing that you're giving that Tsunade and Matsumoto fans are giving to the waifus
Yeah,
or the dark magician girls and everything like that. We
yeah,
are just obsessed with the things that make us happy, and I think
yeah,
that's okay. I think that shouldn't be
yeah,
a problem.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree.
yeah, stop yakking out someone's yum. That's all I can say with regards to that.
I
That
agree. I agree.
they're the first people. they're the first, and just because this person, that first people they're the first people that are gonna argue and say, oh, no, it's because Beyonce is actually a real person, and she's like she lives in the world, and you're just living it. You're just loving an anime idea. Basically, it's just this person isn't real. Here's the one thing: Have you seen Beyonce wake? Have you ever seen Beyonce wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Do you know the real Beyonce?
Do you
No.
know the real Beyonce?
Do you know her
Oh,
personality?
you know. I mean, it
No.
shows. Do you know how artificially catered the social media or social perception
Mm.
these characters are?
The
I
persona
mean,
of these artists
I mean, there's
who have what's this PR backing
yeah.
and come on.
Have you seen? I mean, it's the reason why this whole this whole Lizzo controversy took off because
Mm.
it was such a shock from her or from her character profile, what she portrays and what she's been
Mm.
going at, and but it's
Right.
also, even though
Right.
I think some people have proven that it was lies or something. You'll correct me in the comments below or wherever. Even though it's been proven, but it's the fact that it can be we can accept that idea that this
Mhm.
person could be so opposite from that character because we know how artificial
Right.
a
Right.
personality is. So it's that person is just as make believe as as our waifus. So leave our waifus alone.
Mm.
I shall drop my mic now.
And this is coming from, okay, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. But the way he has defended heterosexual like waifus for heterosexuals is amazing. Thank you so much
No,
for
no, no.
that.
I'm all about. I'll never get. That's me. Yeah. Okay. Now this. I have to agree with this unpopular opinion, right?
All right.
I preferred Mewtwo's or world-destroying anti-villain to his later selves.
I don't know why they changed this character to begin with. It makes no sense. Even from a storytelling perspective, it makes absolutely no sense.
Mhm.
The original Mewtwo character design that we got in the first Pokemon movie was perfect. The character was perfect. You shouldn't have changed anything about it, honestly.
Look, I'm gonna say something. I think this is another unpopular opinion. I'm rather for. I'm I've accepted that my old beta millennial self means that I'll always prefer the country region Pokemon games. I mean,
Mm,
I still, even in my, if I'm sick, bored and lonely, I'll end up playing Pokemon Red, Fire Red, or Leaf
right,
Green. I
right,
don't really care about Sun and Moon or all the other later ones because they're
right.
not for me. I used to like having my little Charmander and watching him evolve into Charizard because yes, I loved the anime. That's how I got introduced to the trope. But it's also why I have my fondest memories in gaming.
Mm,
So with that being, I have really only enjoyed the first Pokemon movie. And I mean, when I mean the first one,
yeah.
not even the Japanese remake where they added a little more flesh to detail to it.
CGI and yeah,
W-
yeah.
No, the OG Pokemon movie where
Mm,
it
mm,
was all innocent and
yeah.
basically back then they said the line, nothing beats the story about the strongest Pokemon of all. And we all knew back then Mewtwo was the strongest Pokemon of all. Now he's one of many.
Well, him and Mew.
Yeah, that
Um,
is yeah.
yeah.
So
Because
it's
Mew was very strong. It's just that Mew was like a Goku type of character who like playing around too much. But
um,
yeah, Mew and Mewtwo were quite strong.
Mewtwo is the embodiment of innocence. If you
Mew,
see if you see his
Mew,
character, if you see his character, Mew,
Mew,
yeah, I mean Mew.
yeah, Mew,
Sorry, not
Mew.
Mewtwo. Mew,
Yeah.
Mew is all about. He is all in the now. Is all enjoying life.
Mm,
It's all about
mm,
Mew is enjoying the gift that is life.
yeah.
Oh wow, there's a big rotating fan. I'm going to jump inside and use it as a slide.
Yeah.
Oh wow, you know
Yeah. Yeah.
all these things,
Right.
it's not taking life for granted. And then we've got the polar opposite in Mewtwo, who's taking
Mm.
everything seriously.
Seriously. Yeah.
What is my purpose for being? Why
Yeah.
am I here?
Yeah.
Oh God, you humans are disgusting. I think
Yeah.
I know why I'm here. I'm going to wipe out mankind and make everything right. And
Okay,
Mew is all about
Alcon.
like, dude, chill,
Relax. What's the problem?
dude,
Have you ever
dude,
heard of
chill.
fun?
Have fun. I mean, that scene, that one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie is when Mew stops Ash from crashing into the building by making bounce of a bubble,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then he pops it, and then he makes another bubble, and he bounces off the bubble. Now he's like wee wee, and I was like, I want to be that powerful, but I also want to be that happy.
Yeah.
That's why I loved about that movie. It's like, you know what, being 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 all powerful doesn't mean you have to be miserable.
It's amazing how they took a concept like Pokemon, which is about just catching monsters and ending badges, and
Hmm.
made such a powerful storyline for the movie.
Yeah,
It's amazing. It's
yeah.
truly
I mean,
fascinating.
basically the story of Mewtwo, the first movie is basically the whole plot for the game,
Yeah, for
more or less.
season.
Because
Oh, okay.
if you go into the that game, if you go into the island with the fire, the where you gain the fire badge and you find that old abandoned factory,
Mm,
you see different notes about they found DNA of Mew, they cloned Mewtwo.
mm, mm.
In that stage, while you're busy going there and collecting every single fire Pokemon that you can find.
Right.
So that's one of the yeah. So when you see that island and that destroyed place, it's basically the premise of the whole Mew versus Mewtwo storyline because they cloned
Mm,
Mew, which
mm,
is an homage to the game, and then Mew goes crazy because that's what they said Mewtwo was too angry or something like that.
mm.
All my Pokemon stands, please explain that movie better than I can because we both love it. But I'm like I said, I love the first movie. Your love might get me to watch the later ones. All right,
Sure.
so hit us up below
Please, by all means, by all
by
means.
all means. All right. Hmm. Have you watched Angel Beats?
I have, but just a few episodes, I think.
I haven't. I only saw that viral video that was on YouTube about the rocket chairs.
The Rocket Chess.
Haven't you seen that one?
Uh-uh.
Well, because they needed to create a distraction,
Mhm.
so for one of the characters, and to make in case they failed to distract the character, they made this woman. One of the characters put rockets underneath the chairs of her friends that shoot to the ceiling. So
So,
whenever that happens, they play this sad theme song music, and it gets me laughing all the time. And that's how I got to introduced to that anime, I think.
oh,
And
oh.
but I haven't seen it. But this person says that the Angel Beats dub isn't as bad as everyone claims. Stephen Foster's works, however.
Okay.
I'm gonna take your word for it. Okay, we're
Yeah,
coming back.
we'll take your word for it.
Yeah, some people are just salty out here. I'm sorry. Unpopular anime opinion. This one I can agree with.
Okay.
This lovely sweet person. I think we'll end on this lovely sweet note.
Mhm.
You all have great taste in anime.
Aw,
I
that's
like
so
that.
sweet.
I like, and it's
That's so
unpopular
sweet.
because everybody's trying to kill everybody with their stands.
Look, I think there's something that you said in one of the other podcasts
Hmm.
episodes that we had
Yes.
that you were talking about how comic book writers and artists are basically stealing from manga, and sometimes manga artists are stealing from. So it's like, in
Hmm.
as much as we're saying, can you beat Goku? Is this Gear 5? This and that, and hey,
Yeah.
the 12 episodes of Death Note. At the end of the day, we're all anime lovers,
Yeah. We're all
and
anime lovers.
yeah, and look, we might argue about taste and all of that and dubbing, but anime for the most part is really good.
It is. It is.
So
It is, and we love it, and it makes us happy,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
and that should be enough for the
yeah,
community. I mean,
yeah.
I sometimes feel like each time I feel my blood pressure spike at how pointless the arguments between what's the guy from One Punch Man, Saitama, and
Mm,
Goku.
mm.
It's like it's why. Can't you just enjoy the story without throwing comparisons? It's Saitama. There's an eternal three-way standoff between Saitama, Goku, and Superman.
Yeah, look,
And
Superman will always become strong because he gets his powers from the sun.
no,
Goku,
no,
every time you beat him, he's gonna be stronger because he's a
no,
Saiyan.
no. Let's get this straight. Superman is strong because of plot.
Yes,
And
yes.
yes, and yes, I know I did praise Superman last week, but we must also call something a thing a thing. Superman is as strong as the plot allows. There's a recent
Yeah.
release about how Superman literally flew from one side of the universe to another to go rescue a child.
Wow.
Yes. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The
so when
inconsistencies in power scaling in American comics is
no,
baffling.
Superman is as strong as the plot wants him to be.
Yeah, yeah.
So and then the same, but isn't it the same criticism as we could give to any of these stories?
Yeah, it
Because
is.
how many times have you found a sudden power spike in Dragon Ball Z?
Oh,
How
Bleach.
or Bleach? I
Mm.
mean, you got stabbed in the chest. You're bleeding out. Oh, suddenly,
You flick your finger on Aizen
boo!
and then you can't destroy this guy?
Oh God, but the way I felt so good when I first saw that in the manga.
Yeah,
I
Ishin's
was
introduction as was
I
amazing.
I was to show just how obsessed I was with my hatred for Aizen was so deep. Imagine you are
Yeah,
at work. You're supposed to be in the call center,
right.
and the first and the new and the new bleach drops mid call.
Right.
That's me. Thank you for calling Celsia. Speaking to Devella. How can I assist you? Thinking there. Oh, it's Adana. Oh no, what happened to your phone? Nice. Oh, okay. And I'm busy like,
And they're like, why is this guy
Isaac.
laughing? Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then you get flicked, and you just go, yes, feel it. Oh, sorry, ma'am. What are you saying? Oh, no, your phone is on its way, ma'am. I can check on this. I'm gonna check on the system. Yeah, it's on its way to you now. Please be ready with your ID for all the recap purposes. Do you have any more questions? Okay, you can call back so you can activate the SIM card when you get it. All right. Thank you. Bye. Why I have to think that I've never been fired.
Wow,
It's
that's
just,
amazing.
it's just no. It shows. When somebody pointed out that you and Eisen are the same person, I kind of feel like I actually got away. I was getting away with so much.
Mm.
Yeah, is this charming smile? Is this yeah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's.
Mm-hmm. We see you.
I
We
think
see you.
I think I once put in my Facebook status years ago. Don't confuse politeness with being nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a very polite young man,
But you
but
were not nice.
no, the niceness that's something else completely. All right, no, there's another one that I wanted to read you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I think we can end on this one. Just because it's anime, it doesn't make it better than American animation. I don't know why people consider that unpopular. Okay, I can understand why the stance would be defensive, but we only need to look at just how far the DC has come, how far Marvel has come.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't. I mean, for heaven's sake, Ben 10 is not an anime, and people will still go ham. I think
Avatar The Last Airbender is not anime.
it's
It's still
not
quiet.
anime, but it's like an honorary anime. It's the
Look,
Let me not say it.
something like DuckTales, something as
Yeah,
Pinky and the Brain.
yeah,
We've had some really great IP from America, so
And
it's
we
true.
also had
It's
some
true.
really, 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 really bad stuff come out of from anime.
Anime.
So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there was one that made yeah. I think I need to rewatch it and just give it a second chance.
Mhm.
But the one anime that really didn't catch on to me was Van Dread.
I need to watch that again.
I need to watch it again because for me it just the first episode was like, oh wow, it's cool, and then
There's a planet that's just full of men, and then there's a planet
and
that's full of
planet full
women.
of women. I think I think the person who recommended that to me was trying to tell me something because I was still super closeted. So
Oh. And there's a Han Solo type character who has sort of like a Chewbacca type character.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it really didn't
Is
stick.
it? I
Mm.
didn't.
And then so yeah, I think that's where you can end it. I think that's where you can end it for now. So yeah, let's call it a night.
Oh, that was awesome, man.
And that was awesome. We had fun. I mean,
Yeah.
come up with more suggestions. I mean, we really need to. I like having fun conversations about the anime and manga world. Maybe we could
Right.
do some unpopular Batman opinions next time.
Or DC opinions.
I think you know what? There are lots of unpopular DC opinions. I want to see some unpopular
Oh,
Marvel opinions.
Batman, yeah.
Yeah, because
Batman,
I want to hear what
Superman.
I want to hear some unpopular opinions about Tony Stark because uh, ever since that Tony Stark he's been unfaultable.
Overhyped.
He's
Overhyped.
he's like the most perfect character, and I'm thinking that guy's arrogance got him in so much more trouble than than anyone else in the group.
Tony Stark was never meant to be likable. Even when Stan Lee created him, he wanted people to hate him. So
Yeah, he was
I guess he got the opposite
he,
effect of
he's
that.
you know so it's so maybe we can do Marvel unpopular opinions next time or something like that. Yes, I did mention that I want to make an episode about our old kung fu movies. I'm still working on it
Yeah.
because the kung fu movie the South African fan and kung fu movies I want in the same Jackie
Yeah.
Chan, Bruce
Jet
Lee.
Li, Donnie Yen,
Yeah,
Sammo
so
Hung,
you know.
UNBL, John the
We
Dragon
can
Wilson. It's a lot
we
of
can
them.
name them all. We can name our favorite movies. So I would like maybe I'd let you come. I'll get you along for that one as well,
Okay,
so that
cool.
we can have a I don't know. I was about to say something silly, so let me just keep my mouth shut.
You know what? I heard your thought.
Yes,
I
yes.
heard it. I heard
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna
It
say it.
has
You
to
know what?
do. It has to do with the number three, doesn't it?
Yes. Like, we could have a
Yeah.
three-way.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I heard your thoughts.
Like
Trust me. The
whoa.
force was strong right there. Like I heard your thoughts.
The dark side one. Palpatine just appeared on my shoulders and just said, "Do it."
Say it.
No, I can't do it. So no, maybe we'll have a three-way about our favorite kung fu movies.
Okay, cool. I would really like to be part of that.
Yeah. So this is it for now. Thank you so much for listening till the end. Hopefully to be short. This is shorter. Yeah, this is definitely shorter than the last one. We love you guys. Thank you. Oh yeah, we got to 51 subscribers. Yay!
Oh,
That's
wow,
the best.
nice.
That's the best birthday present. Thank you.
Wait, what
Okay.
is it a birthday today?
No, my birthday's on Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, by the way. I really appreciate it,
A
guys.
pleasure. And please go subscribe to this man's channel. It's Mr. Extraordinary Thinks. It's
Thank you
Extraordinary
so
Say.
much.
It's Extraordinary Sam and Ken. I think I follow all of your channels. I think.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Thank you so
so
much.
please watch his content. I also feature in some of his podcasts.
Yeah.
Uh, he is a wealth of knowledge. far deeper than
Okay.
even it's far deeper than I am when it comes to the industry specific things. So if you want to go into the nitty gritties, go to his channel. You'll get a wealth of information from them. So I recommend you do that. I'll put all the links below. Obviously, if you subscribe to me, subscribe to him. We are here to grow this industry. We are here to grow this dream. We share the same dream. I think
Mm.
we should. I think our next episode is actually we should actually have a three-way discussion about how we actually first met each other because
Oh yeah.
it's something out of an anime movie.
Yeah.
I'll see that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how we first met, it should be something like that, or maybe we should make it like when we get to 100 subscriber. Yeah, let's make that
Oh,
100 subscriber.
thing.
100 subscriber release or edition. So we'll do that. So let's push each other to get to 100 subscribers each. I think you'll get before I do. I think you've got
Uh, I have
no
69. I have 69 subscribers.
nice.
You have 200 and something already.
No, I don't.
Didn't you say
No.
200
I've,
and?
I've got
Oh, you
200.
meant views.
I had views. I had views.
Oh.
My no. The one views had over 100. That first AMV I'm making. I want to release a new one. I want to release a new AMV because I want to do it, or I think I want to do it for my birthday. So on the
Please do.
21st, I'll see if I can release a new one so that we can just have a celebration zone. Because
Yeah.
everybody on my WhatsApp is busy asking me, you've done one for the Protoss and the humans, the Terrans. What about the Zerg? And I hate those disgusting bugs, but I'm gonna give it to them so that they can get off my back, okay? And then I'm planning on making an AMV featuring one of my we'll talk about that on offline. We'll talk about that offline, right? Anyway, see you guys. Have a lovely day, and we'll catch you on the next time. Next week, same time, same place. Thanks.